$2 billion. That's the jaw-dropping number Diddy just threw at Jay-Z's head. Not 2 million, not a couple of missed royalty checks. $2 billion. And trust me, the number isn't even the wildest part of what Diddy said when he finally broke his silence. Oh no, honey, this isn't just some money drama. It's betrayal, sabotage, and straight-up chess moves between two of the biggest moguls hip-hop has ever seen. Let's rewind for a second. For years, Diddy kept his mouth zipped tight while his world was falling apart. Lawsuits stacked up. Federal agents raided his mansions. Headlines splashed his name across every gossip blog. Social media, ruthless. Each new story made him look worse than the last. The empire that once crowned him a billionaire was collapsing in full public view. And through all of it, Diddy said nothing, not a word. But now, now he's speaking. And baby, when he spoke, it wasn't some teary breakdown. It wasn't regret. It wasn't even desperation. It was cold, calculated, venomous. He didn't cry. He didn't beg. He pointed his finger directly at one man, Jay-Z, the untouchable, the king. The one mogul everyone thought was too smart, too clean, too strategic to ever get caught up in mess. And what Diddy accused him of? It shook the entire industry. According to Diddy, this isn't about an unpaid bill. Jay-Z didn't just owe him money. He framed him, fed him to the wolves, and masterminded the destruction of his billion-dollar empire just to avoid handing over that $2 billion payout. Can you even process that? Because I had to sit down when I heard it. Let's talk numbers, because this isn't just gossip, it's receipts. At his peak, Diddy wasn't just rich, he was officially stamped as a billionaire. But here's the twist. Nearly 70% of that net worth was tied up in his Spirit's empire, mainly Karak and De Leon. This wasn't a regular endorsement deal. Oh no, Diddy made history. Back in 2007, instead of just slapping his face on a bottle for a paycheck, he went all in with Diageo, one of the biggest liquor companies on the planet. He wasn't just a mascot, he was brand manager, creative director, and profit partner. A 50-50 split, unheard of at that time. And guess what? He turned Ciroc from a dusty label collecting shelf dust into a multi-million case empire. Money was flowing in so fast it looked endless. Diddy wasn't just living the dream, he was rewriting the playbook for celebrity business. But then, boom, the collapse. His net worth nosedived from over $1 billion to around $300 million. $500 million gone from his liquor portfolio. Cash? Down. Real estate? Down. His entire empire was bleeding out in real time. At first, everyone blamed it on the lawsuits, the scandals, the bad headlines, but Diddy is now screaming from the rooftops. It wasn't bad luck, it was sabotage. And here's where the plot thickens. Diddy claims the reason Diageo suddenly turned their back on him wasn't because of bad business. It was because Jay-Z didn't want to pay up. According to Diddy, Jay-Z, with his connections deep in every corner of corporate America, pulled the strings. He says Jay-Z poisoned his reputation, crushed his partnerships, and orchestrated his downfall to make sure that $2 billion never reached his pockets. Oh, but that wasn't even the biggest bombshell. Diddy didn't stop at blaming Jay-Z for wrecking his own fortune. He straight up accused Jay of manipulating the game for years. Think about it. In 2011, Jay-Z's net worth hovered around $450 million. Fast forward to today, over $2.5 billion. That's not just growth, that's rocket fuel. So, Diddy posed the question that no one dared to say out loud. How did Jay-Z climb that high, that fast, while everyone else was sinking? According to him, Jay's success didn't come from just hustle or genius business moves. It came from using other people's money, other people's deals, other people's sweat. And when it came time to split the profits, Jay allegedly chose to protect himself and leave his partners high and dry. Now imagine hearing that from Diddy, someone who was once right there beside him, sharing cigars, making moves, celebrating wins. To call him out now, that's not business shade, that's personal. And let's be real, it does sound like a movie plot. Two titans, once allies, now locked in a courtroom war. Except this isn't fiction. This is two real moguls, $2 billion empires, and reputations that hang by a thread. But here's what made everyone's jaw drop. Diddy claims he's not just talking, he's got evidence, contracts, emails, even secret recordings. If that's true, Jay-Z's silence isn't just suspicious, it's calculated. So picture this. Diddy isn't just throwing wild accusations into the air. He's promising proof. He's teasing contracts that were never honored, profit splits that mysteriously disappeared, and even bank transfers that suddenly stopped. And then he hints at the juiciest part, secret recordings, emails with incriminating language, and direct conversations where Jay-Z allegedly flat out refused to pay. Now, if even half of that is real, it's not just embarrassing, it's catastrophic. Think about it. Jay-Z isn't just a rapper anymore. He's tied to the NFL, multi-billion-dollar investment firms, streaming platforms, luxury brands. He's got his hand in everything. And you know what those corporations care about more than loyalty? Image. If Diddy drops real evidence, these brands won't hesitate. They'll pull out overnight because no company wants to be linked to a mogul accused of betrayal and billion-dollar theft. And Jay-Z's empire? It could start crumbling like a house of cards. But while Diddy's out here talking, Jay-Z, silent. No Instagram posts, No interviews, no slick Rock Nation press release, nothing, just silence. And that silence, it's deafening. Because if Diddy's lying, wouldn't Jay-Z clap back? Wouldn't he shut it down with his own receipts? Instead, sources say he's gone ghost, tightened his circle, canceled appearances, and pulled back from events. Some insiders whisper he's watching everything unfold like a chessboard, planning his move. Others say he's just praying it dies down before the receipts drop. Of course, the internet wasted no time. The moment clips of Diddy pointing the finger hit social media, the fire spread like gasoline. One video alone racked up millions of views in hours. X exploded with conspiracy threads. Reddit detectives dug through old photos, old interviews, old deals. And suddenly, the dots started connecting. People remembered how Jay-Z always stayed untouched while others, Dame Dash, Kanye, even Diddy, got chewed up by scandals. Was it just luck? Or was he the one feeding the flames? Fans started replaying moments that didn't seem important before, like when Diddy avoided certain interviews, or when Jay-Z dodged questions about his old business partners. Even whispers from years ago about tension between them suddenly felt like foreshadowing. It was like watching a crime drama unravel in real time. And this time, Jay-Z wasn't just a mogul, he was the prime suspect. One of the most chilling parts? Diddy straight up accused Jay-Z of sacrificing him. Not just betraying him, sacrificing him. He claims Jay-Z saw the walls closing in and made sure Diddy was the one dragged into the spotlight. All those lawsuits, the raids, the explosive allegations. Diddy says they weren't accidents. He says Jay-Z orchestrated it like a puppeteer, pulling strings from behind the curtain while keeping his own hands squeaky clean. And honestly, that narrative stuck because it matches the way people already see Jay-Z as the strategist, the chess player, the man always 5 steps ahead. But what if he wasn't just ahead? What if he was the one placing the traps? That question alone had the industry holding its breath. Here's where things get real dangerous. Diddy's not just screaming into the void, he's got lawyers. Insiders say his legal team is preparing formal claims and even leaks if necessary. And that has the industry on edge. Because Jay-Z's empire has always been built on perception, the clean image, the mogul moves, the quiet dominance. But now, that image is cracking. Not because of tabloids, not because of trolls, but because the one man closest to him lit a match and told the world to watch it burn. Diddy isn't just calling Jay-Z a liar. He's painting him as a thief, manipulator, and deceiver at the highest level. A man who built his fortune not only from hustle, but by stepping on the very people who helped him rise. And when they became threats, he allegedly erased them. Cold, clean, final. And the wildest part? Even Jay-Z's usual defenders are silent. Rock Nation affiliates, quiet. Corporate partners, quiet. Even Beyoncé, silent. That silence is screaming louder than any denial. Now the industry is split in half. Some people whisper that Diddy's just desperate, trying to save himself by dragging Jay down with him. But others, especially the old heads who've seen hip-hop's rise from the ground up, say this feels different. They say Diddy isn't just venting, he's threatening with intent. Like a man who's been waiting years for the perfect moment to finally reveal what he knows. And here's the kicker. Diddy's finally got something Jay-Z doesn't, the narrative. He's positioned himself as the betrayed, the loyal soldier sacrificed by his own brother in arms. And while that doesn't erase the lawsuits or the skeletons in his own closet, it gives him something he hasn't had in years: sympathy. Even critics who once hated him are leaning in, listening, curious. Because if he's not bluffing, if those receipts drop, it won't just ruin Jay-Z. It'll unravel the myth, the billionaire mogul, the clean strategist, the king of hip-hop business, gone. And it won't stop there. Record labels, endorsement deals, investment firms, the NFL, streaming giants, they'll all feel the aftershocks. Even artists under Rock Nation could lose their deals. This is bigger than beef. It's about the entire foundation of hip-hop business being put on trial. So now the entire industry is frozen. Everyone's watching, waiting, whispering. Will Diddy actually release the proof? Will Jay-Z finally break his silence? Or will this story, like so many before, fade into the noise? One thing's certain, this isn't just about money anymore. This is about truth, betrayal, reputation, and legacy. And when the dust finally settles, hip-hop might never look the same again.